It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday and it's time for...
Craig and Ryland's Magic TV Show.
He's Ryland.
Okay.
Every time. Literally every time. I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
He can't remember his name. And welcome back to the review show. We are going to be looking at 4 items. We have some great things. We're looking at an older item that I've raved about on the channel before. A lot of people have been asking for a review on it, so we're going to make it happen. We've got what I think, if you do a memorized deck, we've got the best product that you can get if you do Mem Deck Magic. And we're going to be starting off with an absolutely awesome book test. I would say this is the best book test on the market. High praise indeed, but let's have a look at it right now. Right, so the first review we've got, this came out a few months ago, but I wanted to review it because 1, I don't think enough people know about this, but 2, it is awesome for virtual shows. A lot of people are asking me what I do in my virtual show. This is brilliant for virtual shows. It's by Brett Barry. If you don't know who Brett Barry is, I'm a big fan of his. He creates all the Sven pads, and he's got so many different versions of Sven pads. I have so many different routines in my act that use Sven pads, and this is called Celebrity Presage, and it is a book created by Brett Barry and Mike Myone, I think I pronounced that correctly, and it's a book of celebrity fails. It's actually a really interesting book to read. It's funny stuff that celebrities say, and some of them are absolutely brilliant. I know it's a magic trick, but when I first got this, I sat here reading through some of these things, and it's just ridiculous, some of the stuff that celebrities say. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, you can use this book also to do a fantastic routine. This is less of a routine and more of a toolbox, and it allows you to do so many different things. You have been working with this for a while, haven't you? Are you going to perform a routine with this?
Yeah.
You are. Brilliant. So, Rye, show us what this book is capable of. You're going to read my mind, right?
Yeah, so we got a book, yeah?
Yeah. We've got a book.
Okay. And what I want you to do is just lift up. And I want you to find a celebrity.
Okay.
Okay, any celebrity.
Any celebrity.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay.
Yep.
Remember it. Remember a word that's basically over 7 or 8 words.
Over 7 or 8 words? Do you mean letters?
Yes, letters.
Okay. Any word on anywhere on the pages?
In the description.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Looking for a word. Yeah, I got one. Yeah.
You got one?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to turn around?
Yes, you are.
Okay, close it. Okay. Now, does your word begin with a T?
No.
Oh, I got that mixed up. Does the celebrity begin with a T?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Think about it.
Okay. You look like you're in pain. Are you okay?
Tom Cruise.
Yes, it is Tom Cruise. Is that what happens when you read minds? You get a migraine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Tom Cruise, yes.
Yes. And now I need to think of what the word is. What does the word begin with?
A C.
A C. Constantly. Is it constantly? Yes,
it is constantly. Boom. Very good. I love how you spent ages getting to Tom Cruise and then immediately it was like constantly, I've got it. Very good. That's a very bare bones basic presentation of the routine. But there's so much that you can do with this. Obviously, I'm not giving too much away by saying it's a Sven pad. So you can literally, as you just saw Ryland do, you can literally just get him to lift up at any page and you are going to force Tom Cruise. But the nice thing about this is that you can show, hopefully you can see that, you can show very cleanly that every page is different with different celebrities on it. You can see that they're all different, and yet when they lift up, they're going to get Tom Cruise, right? The other thing is this has got something called the perfect page numbering system or something like that. So you can be very clean about this. So you can say, Ryland, give me a number. There's 130 pages in here. Give me a number. Go on.
100.
100. And you can flick through here, and this is what's really cool. Check this out, look. So you can flick through, and they can see you flicking through, and it's different celebrities every time. And you can get, okay, what we got here? We got Shia LaBeouf.
No, 100.
No, 99, sorry, okay, let's go to the next page. Tom Cruise, page 100, Tom Cruise. If you'd had page 100 and If you had page 101, you would have got Kirstie Alley. So you can actually do it like that, and you can actually let them see either side, and you can actually go through to the page number they said, which is very clever. When I perform this, that's what I do. I actually show, and I do this virtually, I show in virtual shows that the book's different and every page is different. I ask someone to give me a page number, and I actually open up, I actually show that I've got a prediction. I've got like a prediction of Tom Cruise on display the whole time. I show them the book, I ask them to name a number. They name a number. I very cleanly go to that page. I show it's Tom Cruise, and then I open up the prediction and show it's Tom Cruise. And then I can get them to think of another word. Now, this has got the mother of all book tests built into it, which means that there's only a certain amount of big words, and you have a crib on the bookmark, which is very clean. So you can just put the bookmark down there, and I've got the crib. And also the words that are built into this are the same words that are used in Wikitest, the app Wikitest. So if you've got Wikitest and you've memorized the words for Wikitest, it's the same words, and you've got a really nice crossover. But there's lots of other stuff that you can do with this as well. So you haven't even seen this, right? But have a look at this. I'm going to try and do something here for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run this bookmark down the side of the book, and you just say stop anytime you want to.
Stop.
There. Do you want me to take it out and try it again, or are you okay there?
Take it down and try it.
Try it again and try it again. Where do you want to say stop?
Stop.
There. Do you want me to take it out and do it again, or are you okay there?
I'm okay there.
Okay. What I want you to do is just have a look at the person there. Have you got it?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. You cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Concentrate. It's Beyonce. It's Beyonce. Yeah. And that is another really way. You've never seen that before. You can see it was just like cogs were whirring. That's a really nice way. It's built into, if you know Steve Ballantyne's Booked, they've built a similar thing into the bookmark that you get with this. There's just so much you can do with it. There's like 7 videos on there. Michael Murray, who's an amazing magician from Newcastle, very clever thinker.
I'm going to give this 100, and I really like it.
I know you do, right? This is really good. This is such a great trick. But if you're doing Zoom shows, this is just brilliant. This is so brilliant. I have to give this 100 as well, because I'm doing this. I do this in cabaret. I do this walk around. I do this in virtual shows. This is something, it's a nice size to carry around with you. If you're going to do walk around, it's great. It really is. I mean, the one negative is it's always going to be Tom Cruise. You can't change that. Well, it's not. You know, you can use this and you can get Beyonce, or you can use this and get Tom Cruise. So you could go to one group of people, do Tom Cruise, go to another group of people, do the Wikitest thing, go to another group of people, use the bookmark and get Beyonce. There's so many different ways of actually doing this. It's great for walk around, but it's great for parlour, it's great for cabaret, it's great for virtual shows. It's 100% from me, and it's also 100% from the Kid Magician. Right, okay, so the next review we're going to be doing is Initial Shock by Mark Mason. When I did the interview on Talk Magic with Mark Mason, we talked about Initial Shock. It's something that he only brought out earlier in the year. I saw him do this at Blackpool. I bought it immediately. It is such a commercial routine. Never actually reviewed it on the show, and I really should have, because it is such a strong piece. And when we talked about it on the interview, people have been asking me about Initial Shock and my thoughts. So here we go. We're going to do an interview. So tell me, Cardbox, what do you think of Initial Shock? We're going to do a review of Initial Shock, right? So, right, we're going to do a trick with a pack of cards. I have a card written on the flap of the card case. When I snap my fingers, name any card.
Queen of Hearts.
If the Queen of Hearts was there, would that be good?
Yeah.
Check it out. Look at this right there. The Queen of
A
Hearts.
Q, a U, an E, an E, an N.
Exactly.
An O, F.
Now, the problem is, Ryland, that is a good trick. That is a good trick, but that's all it is, a trick. I'm going to show you a miracle right now. Touch a card, any card, really quickly.
I'm going to go for the 3 of diamonds.
3 of diamonds. What I want you to do, my little man, is just write your name right there. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Good stuff. I'll put the cards away in the case. Perfect. Good stuff. So there we have Ryland. Good stuff there.
Oh,
right. Now I need to the pen. Can you take the pen? Can you take the lid off for me? Thank you. All I'm going to do now is put some initials on this card case. And I'm going to put my initials, CP. And then I'm going to put your card sticking out the front of the box. Now here's a question. Can you see your card there? And can you see your card? There it is with Ryland on it.
Yeah.
And my initials on the card case.
Yeah.
Watch this. 1, 2, 3. And I can make those initials jump from...
What the?
Look, they're now there. They're no longer on the card case. There's nothing on the card case. You can have a look at the card case. There's nothing on there. They really are on the card. And that is Initial Shock. Exactly. So that's Initial Shock by Mark Mason, and the visual of the initials going from the box onto the card. How good does that look?
Good.
I mean, it looks amazing. Now, here's the thing. It is one special card. The box is ungimmicked, which is crazy because you'd think that the box would be gimmicked, but it's not. And that's the thing that the spectators want to look at. When you do the routine, they see the initials on the box, they see it jump onto the card. That's what they want to examine. And they can look at the box. You can take the cards out and you can have the box examined. In fact, if you want to, you can actually have the whole deck examined and go into a trick with a regular deck. You need one prepared card in the deck in order to do this routine. Now, what I do, because I do this so much, I actually use an idea of Mark Mason's, which is to have the entire deck inside the box set up for this routine, which means it instantly resets itself. So as soon as I've finished the trick, I put the cards back in the box and I'm reset, ready to go again, which is a very clever way of doing it. But you don't have to do that. You could just have a few prepared cards in your pocket. You give away the one with the initials on every single time you do it. You're left with a regular deck, and before you go to your next table, you grab another card from your pocket and you put it into the deck. Either way is absolutely fine. I've never seen anything quite like this before. There's moving ink routines. There's a lot of moving ink routines, but I've never seen anything where a signature or an initial jumps from the card box onto the actual onto an actual playing card. Have you ever seen anything like that, Ryan?
No.
And I know the first time I showed you this, you were completely fooled. It's a very easy routine to do. It's not difficult. The angles are great. As I say, it's really commercial. You don't need a table. It can be done in the spectator's hands. It gives you a great giveaway. There's nothing really bad to say about this. It's a really good trick. If you are looking for a commercial close-up card trick to add into your act, this is a great routine to do. I've been doing it for a while. I'm really good. It's in my set. I'm going to give this 89%. What are you giving it, right?
I'm going to give it 100.
100% from Ryland, 100% from Ryland, 89% from me. Like I say, what you just saw, if you like that, if the idea of making an initial jump from a box onto a card, if that tickles your fancy, it's very easy to do. It's very commercial. I'd highly recommend it. Okay, so review number, which one's this? Review number 2? I don't know, one of the reviews. The next review, we have the Cooler by Christian Engblom. This is an amazing deck switch. Now, on a 5x5 recently, I talked about the 3 best deck switches of all time, and number 1 is this. This is amazing. Since I talked about it on 5x5, a lot of people have been asking me about the Cooler. In my opinion, there is no better way to switch a deck of cards. You've been using the Cooler a lot recently, haven't you? And you've been practicing it. Are you going to show us a routine with the Cooler very quickly?
Yeah.
And I'll talk about how good it is, okay? So, are you going to perform? Go for it, Ray.
Daddy?
Yep.
Do you want to give the card a shuffle? I'll give the card a shuffle first.
Okay, cool.
You want to give the card a shuffle?
Okay, I'll give them one shuffle.
If you don't trust me.
I don't trust you. I'll just do one of those. There you go.
Okay. Now, pick any card.
Any card.
Yeah.
Okay, got it? Yeah.
Okay, I want you to take my pen and sign it.
Sign the card.
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah.
Got it?
You got it?
Mm-hmm. What now?
Okay. I want you to put it back
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to try and find your card.
You in camera? There you
Yeah, I'm going to try and find your card.
go. Okay.
I think it's this one. Is it the Ace of Diamonds?
It is the Ace of Diamonds. That was my card. That's a miracle.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, because I've got the cards and that was signed. But do you know what made it easier?
Oh, good point, actually, yeah.
Do you know what made it easier?
What?
Look, all the cards are blank.
Look at you showing off. That's great, and everything's examinable, isn't it? Right,
Yeah.
that is the Cooler. What it allows you to do, actually, go get me the Cooler for me for a second, guys. Right, what it allows you to do is switch a deck of cards very, very visually. So what you have here, thanks, buddy. So Ryland had a regular deck of cards, and this is like a Dean Dill Blizzard type effect that Ryland just did with the deck. There's so much you can do with it. The download that comes with it allows you to do a trick where they pick a card, they sign it, they put it back in the deck, it's shuffled, and you find the card, and then the deck's in new deck order. There's a whole bunch of different stuff that you can do. But the whole idea is it's a deck switch. So what you have here is you have the deck.
What else you could do is when instead you could switch them around and you could sign blank card and turn it in and have a blank card in the picture deck.
You could do. It's an interesting concept, I suppose. Yeah,
it's interesting.
It's an interesting. I don't think anyone's ever done that. But this is the deck that you ring it in.
Maybe you should create it.
Maybe you should create it.
Okay.
There you go. Then go speak to Peter Nardi and release it. There you go. So what you have here, this is the deck that you're switching in. I've got the blank deck here. This is the deck you're switching in.
Make it a bit better.
It's very deceptive. I mean, they were face up there, which is good, but it's very deceptive. It looks just like you pick the card case up, you put the card case to one side, and in that action, you.
No, do you know what else it's like?
What?
It's like penetration.
It is in a way. Yeah, it is like a penetration.
No, if you do it carefully, the cards are slowly penetrating.
But the point is, the spectators never notice that because it's always done on the offbeat. So what happens is you've had someone pick a card, you put the cards to one side, and you just pick them up, and in that action, you've switched the deck. It's very, very nice. And some of the routines that Christian talks about, he does deck switches like 2 or 3 times during the course of the routine. It is the best deck switch there is. Now, you can actually do this in the hands as well. You know, a lot of people have said to me, well, you know, the problem is you need a table. You don't. I've got the blank deck here. If you want to, you can do the switch like that.
You need a table if you want to.
That is the switch that I actually use it for. I actually use it as an in-the-hand switch. So I actually have this in play. I give them the cards, and I do it in a walk-around setting. I actually do this, and I use an in-the-hand shuffle. So it can be used very, very easily as an in-the-hand switch. It's just a great switch. We wanted to review it on the review show because a lot of people have asked about it. Genuinely, I think it is the best way to switch a deck of cards. It's also very easy.
You only really need to close them if you want to do the thing that I did.
Yeah, exactly. I remember the first time I saw Christian do this live. It was in London at a magic convention years ago, and I was watching him, and I was just blown away. And I was watching him over and over again, and I was just like, "That's just not possible. That's just not possible." And it's such an easy concept, but it's so deceptive. So here's the thing, guys: if you want a way to switch a deck of cards, and you want some clever routines with it as well, use the cooler. It is very good. What are you giving it? I'm giving it 100% because it is really, really good. It is a really great way to switch a deck of cards. It's 100% for me. It's 100% from him. If you need a deck switch, go with the cooler. Okay, so the final review today is Thought Master by Patrick Redford. And we've thought long and hard about this, and we're not going to perform it, but we are going to review it. And the reason is, if you perform this routine...
Someone might look at it and then they'll know how to do the moniker.
No, it's not, they'd be able to reverse engineer how the trick worked, and then they wouldn't need to buy the download. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a big issue. So we didn't want to. I want to perform it because I think it's brilliant, but I don't want to perform it because I think that somebody could watch this, reverse engineer it, figure out how it works, and then not buy the trick. So we're going to talk about it, but we're not going to perform it. It's called Thought Master by Patrick Redford, and what it allows you to do is it teaches you how to do a trick. You take a regular pack of cards that the spectator shuffles, you do a really mind-blowing trick, and during the course of the trick, you're stacking mnemonica. So by the time you finish this trick, the deck is in mnemonica order. Yeah. How good is that?
That's epic.
How much do you use mnemonica? A lot. It's like your main thing with cards, would you say?
Yeah.
It's his main thing with cards. How good would it be to take a pack of cards, shuffle them, have the spectator shuffle them, and go into mnemonica order straight away?
Cool.
I talked about this on my video. I did a video on the hows and whys of the mem deck, and I talked about this, and I advised looking into Pete Turner, because on the Stack Watch DVD, he talked about a way of getting into mnemonica, and that is actually really clever. But this takes it to another level. The thinking behind this is brilliant. And you know what? The trick is actually really good as well. I was expecting, once I read the premise of this, I was thinking this is going to be a rubbish trick. This is going to be a really pants trick. So it's going to be long and convoluted, and there's going to be a lot of procedure. I thought it was going to be like a Joseph B trick. It was going to be really convoluted and really rubbish, and that's what you need to do in order to get into my
And you were wrong.
I was wrong. It's actually a really entertaining trick. Now, part of that is because Patrick Redford is a very entertaining performer. Patrick Redford is the guy that did the photographic deck, which you do an awful lot as well. Right, don't do that. So Patrick Redford's the guy that did the photographic deck. He's a very clever guy. He's got his own stack called the Redford stack. This principle works with any stack, Aronson, Redford, Mnemonica, whatever. It will allow you to just take a shuffled deck of cards, do a really awesome trick, and end up in Mnemonica order or in any stack. If that sounds good, then this is really, really strong. You know what? When he does it, he's got a table. But you know what? If you had a big enough group, you could probably do this without a table. He describes it with a table. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. But I've actually worked through this a few times, and it works brilliantly. I've not actually gone and performed it yet, but I've shown you. I've kind of done it a few times, and it works really, really well. There's nothing more to say. I'm sorry we can't perform it, but I don't want people to reverse engineer it. I don't want people to guess how Patrick's routine works. It's a £15 download. It's really, really strong. The trick that he teaches is great. It's like a 1 hour download. He's an exceptional teacher. But then what it allows you to do is take your favorite stack and during the course of a really strong card routine, stack a shuffle deck in front of the audience. If that appeals to you, this is definitely a download that's worth getting. I'm going to give this 95%. I use Memdeck all of the time. So what do you think, Ryan?
I think it's really good.
Why?
I am going to learn it because I can literally just get a trick that just sets you up in a mnemonica straight away.
It's a really clever idea, isn't it? Really clever idea. For somebody who uses mnemonica as much as you, this is something that you absolutely should do.
Yeah.
So you're going to give it 100%?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm giving it 95%. He's going to give it 100%. If you work with stacked decks and you want a really cool way to get into it with a shuffled deck, this is one you should go for. Highly recommended.
And that's another review show in the bag.
Gets higher. You're going to hit the ceiling one of these days. It is another review show in the bag. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to The Kid Magician on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel. We're going to be back next week with another review show with another bunch of items. Thank you very much for supporting the channel and subscribing. And if you haven't, please do so. We'll see you again soon. I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
See you again next week. Bye.